downtown improvement.
Oh, you're off of your game because your chair is on your left side and not on your right side.
Oh, here it is. Let's leave it right there. Now, our governor, there's breaking news on the national scene. Now, 2 governors are running against Trump for governor of their state.
Oh, we've added one to the mix. Who's this?
Tim Walz is running against Donald Trump for governor of Minnesota. And apparently, Trump has so much stamina that he also will run against J.B. Pritzker in Illinois.
Okay.
So we have Pritzker and Walz are both running against Trump to be governors of Illinois and Minnesota.
Are you allowed to be 2 different governors in 2 different states?
Trump said he'd do it because he wants to.
Okay.
And that makes it legal,
All right.
apparently. Now, the latest with Walz is he thinks Trump is going to arrest him. So this really sweetens the pot he's creating to convince Minnesota voters that Trump is the foe in the governor's race.
For sure.
And now it's so bad.
How bad
is it? That Walz told an audience in Minneapolis Tuesday that he believes because he criticizes Trump, and so does Pritzker, they're both running against Trump for governor, that could result in both of them being arrested. Okay. The Democratic governors of Minnesota and Illinois also said they fear the Trump administration will try to use military and National Guard troops to target blue cities in blue states during the run-up to the 2026 midterms, because they think that the Army's going to come in and prevent you from voting. So they're really painting a picture where they must be voted for to stop these horrific events. They describe, Pritzker and Walz describe Trump as a tyrant and an autocrat. Okay. And they did this during a 45-minute discussion they had with New York Times political reporter Lisa Lehrer. The conversation was part of the Star Tribune's inaugural North Star Summit at the Walker Art Museum. The event was the inspiration of Star Tribune CEO Steve Grove.
Oh, him.
Who left the Walz administration in 2023 to lead the state's largest newspaper. The tickets range from $300 to $500. Okay, Lehrer from the New York Times probably had no idea where she was out here in the wilderness. What?
Would you like to hear it?
Hear what?
Walz, this correspondence that you're talking about. Okay.
They made this whole fund of $50 billion and said, see, we're giving money to rural hospitals.
But you joked about who's going to be arrested first. Do you both believe that you could sincerely be arrested?
Yes. I'm asking any of you to come visit me in the gulag in El Salvador.
Yes, I think in all seriousness, yes. You saw the thing with James Comey.
It sounds like,
You see the same with James Comey. You see the representative who went to a detention facility, member of Congress, and look, they drug Governor Pritzker, myself, and Governor Hochul of New York in front of Congress. And I said, I don't think people notice this, the decorum of being a former member of Congress, which Governor Hochul and I were, but 3 sitting governors, 2 of them former members of Congress, being brought back to testify in front of Congress. I'm not sure, and I should go look this up or whatever, but the decorum is you would never swear in those governors because it's the respect given to someone who served in that institution. And not only did they swear us in, they spent the time belittling on things that had nothing to do with why they're there. So, yes, I think it's how easy. And I have not seen any. Again, where are the Republican dissenters? And again, this example that the governor gave, Governor Abbott and all of the Republican governors were 100% on board that Joe Biden was misusing the National Guard by transferring the Space Force out of the National Guard into the active force. And by doing so,
what the hell is he talking about?
It could be just me. I have a bit of a problem with this event. It's organized by Walz's lackey, who came from the Department of Economic Development to become the publisher of the Star Tribune. It's held at the Walker Arts Center, and they bring in a New York Times reporter to be the moderator. Well, what kind of event did you expect it to be? It was Trump, it was Walz and Pritzker having a campaign event for governor of their respective states against Trump. And you'll note as the year goes on that this will not cease. Walz has nothing positive to say that would reflect the efficiency and competence of his tenure as governor. We've been robbed blind. We've squandered a surplus. We're building an unnecessary new office building. There is nothing he can point to except Trump. I mean, he's on solid ground there. Trump would be an enemy of Walz. There's no doubt about it, and an enemy of Pritzker. But that isn't who the people of Minnesota need. That's not the information they need to select a governor. But that's all Walz has going for him. He's running against Trump.
Right.
And I really don't think Walz is going to be arrested. I just don't think that.
Neither does he, by the way. The problem is how many people actually believe him.
That's where I was going to go, Ken, because this is clearly such another example of him and other Democrats running on the absolute ignorance of so many people.
You know what might help, though? If the president wouldn't text that Pritzker should be arrested.
Right.
That might help.
You mean tweet? Tweet,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I got curious, because there's flare-ups of trouble all over the country, and I got curious, and I looked at, I found the list of mayors for the 50 largest cities in the country. We're off the governors now, because the mayors are running against Trump, too. The 50 largest cities in the country, 42 mayors are Democratic out of the 50. 8 are Republican. There's a handful of independents. But the preponderance of governance in the 50 biggest cities in the country are Democratic. So one thing you hear Walz and Buddy Hackett say is that Trump only goes after blue states.
Cities.
Well, or cities. Well, that's because most of them are.
They're the ones with the highest level of crime.
Now, has there been trouble in New York?
I would say
I'll
so.
say.
How about Los Angeles?
Oh, yeah.
Those are 1 and 2 on the list. That's Eric Adams and
We should clarify, though.
Karen Bass.
New York has had some problems, but Mom Donnie's going to say, hold my beer.
Well, according to the Babylon Bee, to celebrate the October 7th anniversary of the Hamas attack on Gaza, on Jewish people in Gaza, he parachuted in. Boom, boom. Brandon Johnson in Chicago. Terrible problems. And it goes on and on and on and on. Now you go to, there's a Republican mayor in Dallas, Eric Johnson. I don't think Dallas has been making a great deal of news for ICE problems and...
Not to my knowledge.
All right. Then you go to, they're few and far between. There's only 8. You have a Republican mayor in Fort Worth, Texas, Maddie, a female, Maddie, M-A-T-T-I-E, Maddie Parker. I think Fort Worth's cruising along all right, isn't it? I'd be willing to be corrected. You have a Republican mayor in Oklahoma City, David Holt. I don't think Oklahoma City's been making many headlines. You have a Republican mayor in Fresno, California, Jerry Dyer. I don't know that Fresno's been making a lot of headlines. You have a Republican mayor in Mesa, Arizona. That's one of the 50 biggest cities in the country, Mesa? Wow. St. Paul doesn't even make this list, by the way.
Really?
List of mayors of the 50 largest cities in the U.S. And Mark Freeman in Mesa is a Republican. I haven't seen a lot of news about Mesa. Bobby Dyer, and finally the last No, not the last.
Mesa, Mesa, Arizona has a market size characterized by a large and growing population with an estimated 515,000 people that live in Mesa. Well, Arizona is absolutely exploding right now.
Virginia Beach, Virginia has a Republican mayor. Bobby Dyer. Is Virginia Beach constantly in the news?
Nope.
And Miami has a Republican mayor, Francis Suarez. You were just in Miami. Mm-hmm. What did it feel functioning and vibrant? And
I did not see. I didn't fear for my life at all. I didn't see. There's a couple of homeless people.
Was it an active downtown scene?
Unbelievably active. Saturday night, it's just like they were cruising the streets. It was very festive.
A lot of shootings?
No, there were not a lot of shootings.
ICE protests?
Didn't see one ICE protest.
And then finally, Karen Goh, G-O-H, is the mayor of Bakersfield, California. And those are your mayors, and they...
You were asking, Joe, for comparison's sake, St. Paul under the last census was 308,000, so it is 207,000
St. Paul
shy.
doesn't make the list.
68.
Fry made the list.
St. Paul is 68 on the list.
Yeah.
Minneapolis is...
They made the top 50.
I just had it 46.
Yeah. So, and I don't know the answer to this, and I'm not asking it facetiously. Do the Democratic mayors of the country, 42 of the largest 50 cities, do they want there to be just no borders and just anything you want? I don't know the answer to that. I'm serious. What do they want? What does Walz want for the state of Minnesota? Fry, I think, is on board with being anti-ICE, although he's not as anti-ICE as Omar Fateh. Omar Fateh is running for mayor against Donald Trump.
Can you be governor and mayor?
Yeah. So Trump could end up being the governor and the mayor of Minneapolis.
So wait, so he would be president.
Yeah.
He'd be the governor of Minnesota.
He's really good with his time.
He'd be the mayor of Minneapolis.
Right.
He'd be the governor of Illinois.
He'd be the governor of a lot of travel involved.
Man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hats to wear at one time.
It is.
If anybody can do it, he can.
Yeah. But what do they want? Are we to not have borders?
I don't know what they
We
want.
need borders.
And the thing is, as Kenny mentioned, I don't think they know what they want. They just want to remain in office.
We know they like crime.
I don't know if they like it or it's a useful tool for their end game, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Why?
What's the DSA end game? Well, it's government control of the economy would be the basic answer. Now,
So how does crime running amok help that?
turning it into chaos, and the government must step in to control things.
There you go.
So you expand the governorship, you expand the size of government. But in the 50 largest cities, let's go back to the basics. If there is trouble in democratically run cities, unfortunately, many of them infiltrated with DSA people, could it be that part of the problem is that there's a lot of defund the police movers and shakers in these 42 cities? Because public safety is the mainstay of providing some stability in America. And if public safety is on the brink in many cities because not enough, Minneapolis, for example, 300 officers short of their complement, their full complement. If the lack of police and the holding law enforcement in contempt, the way it's done here by Mary Moriarty and the DSA City Council, if they hold law enforcement in contempt, lawlessness will be common.
Well, remember what he told Rubin or what Rubin told you, what O'Hara told him. We just don't have enough resources.
Right. They're short, and and the DSA people do not want to spend money. That you have terribly young, inexperienced people determining a $2 million budget for the city. Now complicate that by their arsonists, and that's giving them matches, and they're not going to spend the money